Oh my God, your poor dad.
Harmony. Are you gonna start us off, Harmony? Welcome back to your poor dad. You can choose your podcast.
Just do it the right way.
The right way. You don't want Sue Dillon to do it.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome back to Your Poor Dad. You can't choose your sisters, but you can choose your podcast. So thank you for joining us and being the fourth Brant sister.
Welcome back. Welcome back, baby. What's going on?
Well, first, I would like to apologize that we didn't have an episode on Monday.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you for your apology.
It was my fault.
You're forgiven.
I'm going to say it was my fault, but I don't think you would have wanted to record on Sunday either.
No.
Bailey never wants to record ever.
Right.
I was like, crap. Crap, I forgot.
No, Bailey's like, I feel like they forgot.
I was like, what should I say?
And here I am,
this
like,
time?
taking notes. What do I want to talk about today? No, but we were supposed to have an episode this past Monday, which would have been, I think, the 16th, but we were supposed to record it on the 15th. Bailey and I went to a wedding this past weekend, the wedding of my friend Taylor. It was a beautiful wedding.
Not Swift.
Yeah, not Swift, but she is the Taylor that I go to Taylor Swift concerts with.
You know how like old people, they like go to Deadhead concerts and stuff? Like she's the person that you're going to tell your kids like, oh, I used to go to Swift concerts.
Literally. But we had a really early flight on Sunday.
And I called you on Sunday just to like,
I
get
felt
the temperature.
dead. I felt really dead.
Yeah, you were kind of like a zombie. And it was like one of those attitudes that you have where I'm like, is this about me or is this about something else
or anything else?
Or is like, I'm scared of you, basically.
Well, I just didn't want to talk. And that was the question you said. You said, are you not in a talkie mood? I said, no. And
I
you
just
like,
needed
okay,
to give
bye.
you an out because I kept asking you questions and you kept giving me one word answers while you shoved your face with in and out.
Yeah. Mom brought back in. Mom picked us up from the airport, dropped us off here because, while I was gone for 48 hours, maybe. Yeah. My mom is such a lovely woman. She came down to watch my dogs because we know that they're sensitive. And Roman, by the time I got back, Roman was like hurt
himself,
again. Yeah, like he was not walking. Like it was bad. So my mom was freaked out. I was freaked out. Anyways, he's doing better now. I think he
was faking.
I think he
stresses himself out when you're gone. And it was like kind of annoying because, you know, I wanted to spend some quality time with my mom. And it's like your children were.
My coworker was like, hey, you know what you should do for Halloween this year? You should think of an idea where you can like have Roman strapped to you because
you should be the guy from The Hangover and Roman should be the baby.
Carlos.
That is exactly okay.
There you go.
There it is.
And then Tiger's obviously Bradley Cooper. No, he's who's the guy who I wanted to say Kim Jong-un, but that's not his fucking name.
The doctor.
Yeah.
Dr. Ken.
Why do I No, he's a doctor in another movie. In The Hangover, he's the one that's like in the mafia.
No, he's a doctor in real life.
He's a doctor in real life. Well, was.
He is Dr. Ken.
No, but he was the one that like showed his little tiny pee-pee on camera.
Yes, he is in the but like the
Doctors
doctor, like he
can have small peepees.
Oh, they can?
Yeah.
That was like, he has a micro penis. It's crazy.
Okay, that probably wasn't his penis.
Yes, it is.
But I thought you weren't allowed to like show your real penis on movies.
Not since Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
He changed the world.
What? Anyways.
Really?
Willem Dafoe has a very big penis.
And who is that?
He's the Green Goblin from...
When was he showing his penis on...
Well, he couldn't. It was too scary.
Because it's so big. Allegedly.
Anyway.
Allegedly.
I don't know about that.
And the way Bailey describes it is he's got a hog.
So did you see it?
No, they had to put a prosthetic on him because he was...
A small prosthetic?
Yeah, a normal
wouldn't you
size.
be annoyed if you're a guy and you're like, I have to put like a normal size penis when I have this giant hog?
Like, now I have to put this between my legs.
Or what if this is all just like...
This is PR from William Dafoe's defunct PR agency.
Yeah. Anyways, all that to say, I just needed to sleep on Sunday. So here we are. But you know what? Speaking of Taylor's wedding, I'm going to give a shout out to Mark. Do you remember Mark?
I remember Mark.
Mark
How could I forget?
Mark
My
is
ex-husband.
the boyfriend of one of Taylor's friends, and he was very interested that we had a podcast, and he said, if I follow your podcast, will you give me a shout out? And I said, sure.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, and
Welcome to the family, Mark.
welcome to the sisterhood.
Thank you for being the fourth branch sister.
Well, that sounds fun. Did you guys have fun? Did you hook up with anyone at the wedding, Bailey?
No.
I feel like if anyone here is gonna have a wedding rendezvous, it's gonna be you.
No, I didn't.
Interesting.
Me either. But it was really fun, and it was really pretty.
Nice.
just
Did
a-
you like Colorado?
I loved it. Where we went, we were staying in a place called Edgewater, and we felt like we were in the Truman Show. Like, it seemed fake. Like, the little towns, it was a really small town, very like, well, we had to walk it, but the streets were so quiet, and the restaurants and the bars like seemed perfect, like a little too perfect.
What if this is the Truman Show and you were just being set up?
We were like, where are
No,
the
you're like
cameras?
smiling. You're like,
Yeah, we're like walking and smiling
Hi.
everywhere.
Yeah, everything, every tree was like perfectly placed. It was very suspicious, which made it a little bit creepy.
Even
it's like giving Utah vibes.
Because all of the houses were so unique, but they were either like perfect looking houses or like perfectly unhinged houses.
Like,
you know what I mean?
this is where the witch of the neighborhood lives. and
Yeah.
this
Oh,
is
it was like a
creepy.
set.
Yeah, it really was a
This
set.
one has a dead tree in front of it.
Colorado is spooky vibes, though. I will say it has cursed energy.
I
And
disagree.
I feel like every trip I've had to Colorado has like the weirdest cursed vibes. And I've been to Colorado probably like 10 times. It's crazy.
Us going there the last time, I was like, I totally see why people move here.
Really?
Yeah.
Even Denver?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't spend time in Denver, but
We spent time in Denver that one time. That was a cursed trip.
well,
We were
that's
prisoners.
not Colorado's fault.
No, we were prisoners
That's
on that
not
trip.
Colorado's fault.
We were like chained to that hotel. It was crazy.
Do not blame that on Colorado.
Well, that was just like one of many weird trips I've had. Like,
Well-
I've been to Colorado so many different times for so many different reasons. Not just like I've been there for work. I've been there as a prisoner. I've been there like to see a boy. I've been there to like visit friends. Every single time I've had like the weirdest experience, and it's just like maybe me in Colorado. Like I need like a redemption period.
I think you do. I had such a lovely time.
I will say I love Utah though. Utah like should have cursed energy. It should have like, spooky, overly religious energy. But for me, it's so gorgeous. Like I just love Utah so much.
See, the only town I get like actually spooked is New Orleans.
I've never been to New Orleans.
You haven't?
No, I need to go.
I really okay.
We should go see Taylor.
Yeah, actually. No, that is the only town like I felt like something like creeping on my back, like
Well, but that's like an expected vibe from New Orleans. Like Colorado has like spooky mountain vibes.
well, and I did go on like a ghost tour, and
Whoa.
I think what's best for me,
I think we solved it.
I think what's best.
This is where all the ghosts are. Oh shit! It's right behind me.
They were just talking about the history. They're like, these are where all of the people were hung in the town, and I'm like, then why are we standing here?
because
Like,
you're on a ghost tour.
well, I understand that was what I signed up for, but I think that I wasn't expecting to learn like the real history. I was expecting to be like, ooh, and then in this bar, like Lady Jade haunted, and you could see her stand. Like I don't know what I was expecting.
That is history, which you just explained.
I think
like,
she just
more
wanted
fake.
to be like, and then I swear I saw a glass lift up and move over by itself.
Like Matilda.
Like yeah, more fake or something.
Like you forgot that there's like death attached to ghosts.
Exactly. Like real life death attached to ghosts. Anyways, so sorry, but here we are.
Interesting. Well, I went to Skin Farm today. Just sharp left. I'm just gonna start my story. And I got Botox, which I have not gotten since March, which is probably the longest I've gone without Botox in a while.
This is the longest I've been for a while.
But I got
too.
Dysport, not Botox, but
That's what
whatever,
I
it's the
get.
same thing. But then she did this thing, or she put Botox in. So if you make like a face that's like a cringe face, like ooh,
which you do all the time.
yeah. And because I went to her and I was like, okay, we need to talk about Lindsay Lohan and we need to talk about Taylor Swift. And I was like, my sister thinks Taylor has not had any filler.
I said any plastic surgery.
No, you said and filler.
Actually,
Paige.
filler. Yeah, no, I think she's had like Dysport or something on her forehead.
Obviously,
but
she's
not,
had Botox.
but not filler.
You
Okay, what did
live
she say?
in the
What did
land
she
of
say?
delusion. I was like, what do you think Taylor's gotten done to her face? She's like, for sure some filler. She's like, she's looking really like more defined around her jaw. She's like, she said, I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a little bit like in the chin and like in the jawline just to define it a little bit more. And she thinks that they both, Lindsay Lohan and Taylor Swift, did Sculptra, which Sculptra is like a filler that helps your body stimulate like collagen and hyaluronic acid, I think. Don't quote me on that. It stimulates something that makes you look more youthful, but it's like a filler, but it's a little bit more natural. Like you can put it in more places than you can filler.
And it's still like an injection.
Yeah. But she said, I think she got a little bit on her lips. Like you don't have to like Taylor definitely has lip filler. Like it is like a little more plump.
If the professional said it, like I'm more keen to
I
listen
just don't
to
know
it.
why you think that she like
And
doesn't
why
have-
you're making it sound like it would be a negative thing if she
Yeah.
did, and it is
Because,
not
like,
negative.
Yes, that's
no,
it.
because like Jade, when the very first time you brought this up to me, you're like, she's definitely had a nose job, and I was like, no, she
I think
hasn't.
she's
Like,
had-
her nose looks the
I
same.
think she's had a non-surgical nose job,
Yeah,
just
like
like a
the-
little filler in there to kind of like straighten things out. I think nobody has a perfect face, and
Totally.
her face is very balanced, and that like, everyone in Hollywood has like little tweaks that are just super natural. Like I'm not saying she has filler and that means she looks like Kylie Jenner. I'm saying she has filler and like whoever's doing it is a fucking artist because it looks so good.
I know that. I think that's the injustice if she's
Yeah.
not shouting out the person, because
Yeah.
that's the right way to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's art.
And she has more money than Davy Crockett. Why would she not? If she's like says my nose is a little bit crooked here, I wish that it looked different. If she can hire the best of the best to do it in a way that she still feels like her,
Yeah.
why not?
And her face is blown up on a huge ass screen for 90,000 people a night to see it. Like she has things that make her feel good about herself. And like she is still a girl. Like that is the relatable thing about Taylor. Like she's just a girl, you know? Like
She's just a girl.
She uses filters on her TikTok that are like so millennial vibes, you know? Like it's like when a millennial finds a filter and they're just like she would still be using the Snapchat
Yeah.
dog filter. She's just a girl.
She's just
And
a
girls
girl.
want to be like, if it's one less thing to worry about, it's one less thing.
Yeah.
So that's what my doctor said. But I'm like more concerned about Lindsay Lohan's face because I'm like, that's the transformation I need. Like the way
because she's
Lindsay-
had bad work,
I
and
don't-
now it's like
yeah,
brand new.
Well, she also had teeth rotting out of her head at one point. Like she has gone through some like weird transformations and she's come out on the other side. And honestly, that's like the millennial, like it's a millennial success story. I did this video that it's kind of viral. Ooh, and I was like, millennials have no millennials peaked in their 20s. Like there was only one way to go and that was up because of like how our skincare was back in the day, our makeup back in the day, how we just like did not care about food. Like the only thing we knew about being healthy was just being skinny. Like it wasn't like, oh, are you taking vitamins? It's like, oh, have you eaten today? Oh, you haven't? Good. You know?
It's like you did stop.
Yeah, you should stop.
You've had
oh,
your
here's
one
a
meal.
laxative. This will stop you from eating because if you eat, then you'll just shit your
Or
pants.
do you remember the like the water bottle with the cayenne pepper and like that,
Yes,
like that,
the
and like the
Beyonce
lemon,
one.
and just like shaking them. You're like
chugging that, and then you're just like your butthole is like so spicy.
spicy butthole.
Why is it spicy? So spicy.
But yeah, so shout out to Skin Farm. Oh, I'm also gonna do this giveaway on my personal. I haven't even announced this yet. This is an
my God.
exclusive. But you know how last year I went viral for 75 Hotter.
Yes.
So this year, I want to do a month-long giveaway where I give away some of these like services that I get, like Skin Farm, my hair, my nails, all of that stuff. So be on the lookout for that, because all the Austin girlies are going to get in-person services, and I've already had most of them, like the people who I get my services from, say yes. So
Hell yeah. Wow.
yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Wow was right. Yeah. So that's that.
Cool. Bailey?
What have I been up to? Is that what you're
No, we
asking?
just want to. What do you have to say?
Like, any thoughts?
Well, what I have to say, Jade, is I've been thinking about getting me one of them manicures because I feel like I
Okay.
want to. You say how many weeks?
4 to 5.
That sounds like it's going to take 4 to 5 weeks for it to fix my cuticles and stuff. And then
I
once,
mean, honestly,
once it's done, that'd be so nice.
every single person that has gone to her, because I get Russian manicures, they have been like, holy shit, I thought my nails looked good, and then I went to her and I am embarrassed at how how my nails look.
Well, I'm embarrassed at how my nails look now, so imagine how I'm going to be.
I am too. I still haven't gotten mine done since Roman.
Okay.
Let's
you know
do
what?
it.
It's my fall break now.
Her and
so
her
I
sister
am
both
thriving.
do it. You get if you say that you went through me, she'll give it to you at a discount, like a big discount.
Cool.
So
Let's look
also
into it.
Austin girls, like I'm telling you, it is the craziest manicure. It'll be hard for you to go back to anything else because it's just so good.
Okay.
I think I'm going to do it. It's my fall break. I have 2 weeks off.
Oh my God, you're gonna be like a new woman.
I need to be revived from this past week, so it's good.
I think I want to get on Ozempic. Like I'm giving myself through the end of October, and if I don't see the scale move at least 5 pounds in 6 weeks, I am injecting my ass with Ozempic. Because the more I talk about it, the more people tell me that they're on it, and also the more people tell me other people who are on it. And like there's this like mega influencer, you guys know who she is, and she's so skinny. She's always like body checking with her clothes and like, you know, just like showing how fucking skinny she is. And people are like, what do you do for your workout? And it's like Pilates, walking. This is what I'm eating today.
Who is it?
She doesn't want to say it.
And people are like, she's on Ozempic, or she was on Ozempic. And I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. Like, but it's, and not that, I guess there's like a line, you know, like how much are you supposed to share with people? For me, I feel like if I'm going through that big of a transformation and I'm out here talking to girls every single day on my stories, like I have so many people in my DMs when I'm sharing my food, I'm sharing like my workouts, my walks or whatever, I feel like I almost have a duty for the girls to just say I'm on Ozempic, because most people are not going to give a fuck. There's going to be a small amount of people who probably are like, oh my gosh, I am too, or wow, like you actually removed the stigma, I want to get on it. And then there's going to be another small loud minority who are going to make fun of you for being on it, and that's just life. Like whatever I do, people are like find a problem with, so it's like whatever. But it's like, do you have a duty to say if you're on Ozempic or not?
I think if you're branding yourself as like, this is what I do and these are my results, this is how my body feels, this is how my body looks, this is how strong I am.
Well, because
but what if you're just like a girl's girl on the internet sharing your clothes and your
because
food? And
the difference is like this kind of it all comes back to Legally Blonde, right? Because she did not want to say, she did not want to give her alibi that she was getting like the butt lift or the tummy tuck or whatever it was, the liposuction because of her like Booty by Brooke or whatever that was. Like that was her brand, so she had to like commit to that bit. Your brand is keeping it real. You know what I mean?
Well, I know for me that is my brand, but like what if you are just a regular influencer who is just like sharing your life, you're talking to the girls, you're giving some advice, you're giving some clothes recs, you're giving some makeup recs.
Well, I think it would be interesting because I think it's kind of just now that it's coming out that, because Ozempic was like for diabetes and then it was for like a lot of weight loss, you know, and it's just now at least being talked about that some people who don't need a major weight loss are also on it. And so I think for that group of people, because it's been talked about in like the diabetes and like the larger weight loss like groups, it's been like, well, I can't say anything because like I don't have like as much weight to lose and blah blah blah. So it's, but I mean, there are people that are doing it or people that are thinking about it. So I just think,
I think
if you do it, say it.
Yeah, like what you should say it. I don't know. I feel like you don't have to say it, but I think you earn more respect when you do, especially when you're trying to like build your, because for me, I think people like following me because I say what I feel, and then people disagree with me all the time in my DMs, but I feel like I come at it from like an approachable way, like a sister way. Like everyone's like, also I think being on this podcast, people think they can like talk to me like a sister. Like they're like, oh, Paige and Baily talk to you like this, like I can too.
Yeah, it's different. It's different, guys.
But like, no, but they're like respectful, but they're just like, Jade, like that was a weird take, or Jade, like, come on, ew. Like when anyways, I almost said something I shouldn't have said. But so like I've built that kind of vibe. So it's like, yeah, you can disagree with me. I'm not gonna like bite your fucking head off, but unless you do something that really pisses me off, then I will.
And then I'll bite your head off.
Wait, speaking of, I have a Princess of Plagiarism update that I did not even tell you guys. Oh my God, you're going to die. Okay. The other day, I caught her because when someone favorites your story to keep in like or bookmarks your, not your story, your TikTok. So when someone bookmarks your TikTok, you can see who did it. And the Princess of Plagiarism bookmarked a couple of my stuff, and it said the Princess of Plagiarism used a sound that was inspired by my TikTok. Whoa. And she's been noticing like little things on me. Like this one girl got nails that look exactly like mine, and we like follow each other. Honestly, it's not a big deal if you copy me. Like I truly don't care.
Well, but it's for everyone else. Like you get your nails and you post them because like, and if someone was like, oh my gosh, like inspired by Jade, like, or something, it's like you like that people like what you're doing.
Because I do the same thing. I'm like, oh my God, I got this shirt because this person got it. I'm like a copycat too, but I like say it.
There is like one person that it gets under your skin.
I know it gets under my skin. I don't know why. And I was talking to my friend Julia, who you guys have met, and Julia and I, like, we talk shit in like a very like, we dig deep. Like we're like, okay, why are we talking shit about this person? And we both agree that this person triggers us in a way that it triggers like my old self, where I was emulating other people that I thought were cool because like I didn't know who I was yet, and it brings out like an insecurity in me, and I'm like, I hate that.
Well, and I think I said something to you. I was like, it must be so sad to wake up in the morning and not know who you're going to be that day because you haven't looked at your TikTok yet. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And she really does get a lot of validation from her TikTok, because she even says it. She's like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing when people are like basically rewarding me for being myself. So that encourages me to be more myself. And it's just like, you should find validation from within. That's the part where she's always talking about that she's healed. And I'm like, the healed person doesn't even need that validation. It doesn't need any validation, because like when you're truly healed, and that's probably another thing that I'm triggered by, because there's been times in my life where I need so much external validation. And now I'm like more evolved, and I think it's just age, you know? I don't know. But anyways, that's Princess Plagiarism update. I could like you talk about her for hours. Like she lives rent free in my head. And I gotta stop. Like it's almost
you
like
you need to
I
stop
need to
because
block.
like she like part of her wants this.
No, I know. And I'm giving it to her.
I know.
And it's like I need to like play it cooler.
You need to play like you just
Don't care.
No,
if I was actually
care.
cool, I wouldn't care. But that's the thing, I'm not cool. Like I am who I am. I'm honest. This is how I feel, and I need to block her because it honestly bothers me.
But also you do get mad when other people take your ideas, because you did like a whole series where you're like, this was my thing, like with the MySpace. Was it MySpace?
No, okay, but that's different because they literally said my shit word for word.
And didn't give you credit or anything.
Yeah, and then they were assholes. They were like so fucking mean back. I was like, okay, I was not expecting that conversation. I thought this was gonna go way differently. Like, oh, hey, sorry, girl, didn't know. I'll give you a tag. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And then they're just like block. But like it was literally my words.
But that was also funny because it was multiple accounts. This
Yeah.
is one person who
Yeah.
is trying to paraphrase, but she is plagiarizing.
Yeah, and she just like literally copies everything. And I don't know and people will comment, they're like, "You're such an older sister," and I'm like, I know. I wonder if it's like because it's like, oh, stop copying me, older sister, younger sister vibes. I don't know,
Maybe.
but I don't even think like I don't even get. Did we ever fight because you copied? Like, it would be like
Probably.
me and you.
Probably, but it was. I mean, technically yes, but it was usually because like I wanted to copy your clothes, and so therefore I would steal your clothes.
I don't
and
know why
would
you
be-
want to copy me my clothes. Like I have the worst style.
You were the only one we had
were
to
the-
look at to
you
what
were
we should
all
be
we
wearing.
had.
I
You
was
were
like, I
literally-
should wear that specific Hollister hot pink shirt that does not look good on me because I don't have any boobs, but I'm gonna try to wear it too and see if I look cool.
That was the other thing that was so weird to me, like just me thinking that like my
Like, you're
boobs
gonna get
were gonna
boobs?
grow in one day because like I was like, wow, hers just like came so early,
Yeah.
and like mine are just like because they started to grow and then they just stopped.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's
what
weird.
they do.
But like I've heard of growth spurts.
Boobs
So like
are so weird when you think about it.
they are so weird, and then mine just it was like you got the most and then I got a little more and then Bailey got the least.
Yeah.
It was just so weird. So then I'm looking at you and I'm like, because
But
the
I'm
other,
also the fattest one
No.
of all of us.
you and I have such a similar like body type minus the boobs, and like
I'm-
our butts are different, but like
Yeah.
other than that, like we are the most similar like body type, but like things look so different on me because I was like, wow, this will look good like when I get my boobs.
But you're also
I
like
haven't
you're
gotten them.
you have a smaller frame than me. I'm like a big girl.
We're meatballs.
I am like a sturdy little thing. Like
Do you remember when my ex-boyfriend called me sturdy? Because I still think about that. I remember the exact second it happened.
I remember
And
dad.
I was like, my family can say that. You cannot say that.
Yeah. I mean, we are sturdy. It's like low to the ground. Like it's hard to knock us over.
And it's like, I can know that. But like, what I don't want is for my boyfriend to be like, hey,
Yeah.
sturdy girl.
I know.
Like, that's sick.
That is funny.
So, talking about like the princess of plagiarism, whatever.
Yeah.
She's nuts. You want to know who else is nuts?
Who?
Zach Bryan.
Obviously.
He's like so nuts.
Like I don't want to hate Zach Bryan, but like I have no choice but to like be upset with him.
I don't hate him. I like he's just nuts because I would love to know like what exactly
Well, you should
was
tell
going-
them just in case
Okay.
people don't know what's going on.
So Zach Bryan last night made a tweet. It said Kanye greater than Taylor
No,
Swift.
first he said
Eagles,
Eagles.
greater than
Yeah.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
And then he said like who's with me? And that obviously gets everyone like up because why, right?
Why did you bring Taylor into it?
And the Chiefs. Like we know you're an Eagles fan, but why
Did the Eagles play the Chiefs?
they did.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that.
I don't know
But,
if they did this weekend.
But what does Kanye have to do with the Eagles? Because it's almost like those when you're talking about ethics, it's like if A then B
Exactly.
and then, but so it's like okay, he should
you're
have
thinking
said
of football? You're thinking of your team, and then the Chiefs. Then you're thinking of Taylor, and then
so then you should use like I don't know who like Bruce Springsteen. Who the fuck likes the Eagles?
Sure.
Also, Taylor Swift is an Eagles fan too.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was just like
It was so out of left field. And why'd you have to bring Kanye into
well,
it?
that's the thing. And then he's like, I was just comparing albums, but you
No, you
weren't.
weren't.
But you
No,
weren't.
you weren't.
And okay, which album?
Yeah.
Like-
which albums actually? Because I think I love Kanye's
That-
College Dropout.
Yeah.
But I would love for it's a fair fight because they're both like pretty good. But like Taylor can hold her own too to a Kanye
and
album.
especially with everything now, like if that was an old tweet from like
Yeah.
a while ago, like it's so different. Like
Yeah.
the meaning behind it now, it could mean so many
Who's
different
gonna die on the
things.
Kanye West hill now after
Exactly.
everything he's fucking said? Like he's literally
Exactly.
such a like ignorant piece of shit. And also all the
Wait, Bailey
Diddy
was
stuff
about to say
going on.
something.
No, I don't know what I'm gonna say. I do think that he's kind of a piece of shit, but I also think that there's a lot of like
Mental
weird
health?
room to explore. Yeah.
What do you
With
mean? I know, but still, okay. Just because you have bipolar,
Well,
does not
you're-
mean you can be anti-Semitic.
You're like mental health is not your fault, but it is your responsibility. So
yeah, it's your responsibility. You are in an insanely popular person with a huge platform, and you just did something so dangerous that literally incited danger to a group of people. Like, you're a piece of shit.
And I'm not taking away the greatness of that album, the College Dropout, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, but also it's like, it was so long ago. Like,
Well, I mean, people would argue that
he's the
still
greatest
putting
rapper
out
that ever lived.
bangers. And I mean, Kanye is really fucking good, and it sucks that he is a piece of shit, because it's like Michael Jackson. Like, it sucks that Michael Jackson allegedly is a piece of shit too. Like, we don't know, but it's like,
hurt people.
R. Kelly. You think we didn't love Ignition? You think that was a huge loss for everyone?
Yeah, but here's the thing that my part 2 thoughts. The apology rant that he went on
Was so
weird.
psychotic and like manic, because
was
he knew
so-
he fucked up, because he's also somebody who is such a good collaborator that him and Taylor would have been a perfect collaboration, because Taylor could dip her little toe back in the country, and him and Casey's song was so fucking good.
Yep.
And he just shot himself in the foot, and he's clearly an amazing songwriter.
No, he
And
is
so-
such a
and that's
talented
why he's-
songwriter and musician. And that's why it's like, I would love to know exactly what he was thinking, because I know he said he's not gonna drink and tweet anymore. But it's like the way he just kept like posting this apology, I'm like, it's just like shaking my head, like
Shaking my
what-
damn head.
Like, what are you doing?
No, it was so fucking stupid.
And he had like her song. Like,
no,
he's
you-
like, I love Taylor Swift.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, cool. Like, anyone can post Cruel Summer and be like,
Yeah, it was like Fortnite.
yeah, sure.
Because that was probably like the first thing that popped up when he typed in Taylor Swift.
Shit, Taylor Swift's on Spotify. It's literally Fortnite. You know who I really can't wait to hear from?
Who?
Dave Portnoy.
Jade, that's my Dave P.
Because Dave literally rides for Taylor so hard, because he knows, like, Taylor's the GOAT. And Dave is so good at reading someone to filth and giving absolutely zero.
He's gonna be
fucks.
like, oh, so he's a fucking idiot. Okay.
Yeah,
Like,
and-
I didn't know your boyfriend was an idiot.
Yeah,
That's what he's.
and so if you guys, excuse me, pardon. If you don't know, Dave Portnoy does a podcast with Brianna Chicken Fry, and
who is Zach's girlfriend.
who's Zach Bryan's girlfriend, and she's usually good at kind of like taking herself out of Zach's stuff, but this one's gonna be hard for them, because he's gonna go absolutely in on Zach.
He really is, and
He deserves it.
And he already like went a little in on her when he found out that Bree's not. She is not a Swiftie. She said she's not a Swiftie. She's like, I don't dislike Taylor Swift. She's like, I like some of her songs. Like, I just don't follow her the way that the Swifties do.
I feel like
And
that's very Gen Z though.
and that's also such a fair statement. And but just that kind of statement, Dave's like, why? But why?
Yeah.
You know. And so I am so curious to see what he's gonna say.
I know. It'll be interesting. And honestly, Zach Bryan, like, I feel bad for you if you're doing that, because like, you're kind of fucked. Like, honestly, I'm not even mad at him. I feel bad for him.
Well, and he has had a really rough year. And as an outsider, I just have to say, I think it might be the drinking a little bit. You know.
I mean, if you have that much fame, you should. We're talking to you too, Morgan Wallen. You need to really, really, like, you have something that people work so hard for in the palm of your fucking hand,
and that other people want to tear down.
Exactly. So it's like, I forget which artist was talking about how they were like, I am not even willing to fuck with this. Like, I am not drinking because like, this is too scary to like, I don't want to mess it up. Forget who it was that did that.
I don't
Wait,
know.
also, we didn't talk about the VMAs. Can we just talk about Katy Perry like real quick?
Sure.
Please.
What did you think about her performance? I thought it was
I think you should
weird.
talk, because when I tried to talk to you about it, you had a
No,
lot to
you were
say.
saying some weird shit, and I
What
was.
were you guys saying?
Well, Paige was like, I didn't understand the butterfly. I was like, the butterfly is like the least of my concerns. It was her
scissoring.
scissoring
That
that,
was weird.
girl. That was so fucking weird.
No, but
Well,
what I have to
first, Paige when she like comes out, Paige was like, well, at least she's playing her hits. I was like, this is the Vanguard. These are all of the hits.
Yeah.
These are all of her number one.
I was like, thank God she's playing the hits, because I was worried she was going to play her new. I do not like her new stuff, but Teenage Dream and the one before.
Well, that's one of the greatest pop albums of all
they
time.
were so good. So she's playing all those songs. I was like, hell yeah. I was standing up. I was dancing around. I'm getting into it. I thought she
sounded great.
She sounded great, looked great, like everything.
She was making me nervous with that acrobatic stuff. It just wasn't hitting for me. Like, it wasn't smooth enough.
Well,
no offense.
Bailey was like, wait, wasn't it you said something about Pink?
Yeah, I thought she was trying to come for Pink because that's like what Pink does. That's her
known
thing. But I also thought that was going to be for more of it. That was just the intro. And she was singing live as far as I know, and she sounded really good. And I thought that was very impressive. And it was
I also, hot take, don't give a fuck if you sing live or not. Like, I think people are so crazy about that.
I only really don't like it when you're really bad at it. You know?
J-Lo. She never sings
really
live.
bad at singing live or really bad at lip syncing.
Really bad at lip syncing.
Okay, well,
Honestly,
Ashley Simpson. No offense. She actually had a really big fail.
Well,
yeah,
let's not bring that up.
famous.
Yeah, I thought it was just like a little weird. I thought it was unnecessary, and it's also like a failed attempt at relevancy. She was trying to pull like a Madonna, Britney.
No, what
thing.
I thought was failed is that, and this is what pissed you off, is they were using her husband, Orlando Bloom, for the likability, because I think everyone in her world knows that she is respected, but like right now with her music, what she's doing, it's not hitting the way that they were wanting.
Yeah.
And so I think they were like, oh, we don't ever really see them interacting together like on TV and stuff. And I was like, it was so weird to me that he kept saying like, Catherine, what's her name?
Catherine Hudson.
Catherine Hudson. So yeah. Oh, sorry. You guys know her as Katy Perry, but I know her as Catherine. It's like, okay.
Well, I think that's like honestly the least of my worries.
I know it's the least of your worries, and it's like it's a cute thing to say like one time. Like, you don't need to keep repeating it. Like,
he said it twice.
We got the joke the first time. Like, we get
He
it.
said it in the intro.
And
he said
also,
it at the
Katy
end.
is not a crazy nickname for Catherine.
No, but it's like it would be like Kate Hudson. Some people call her Katy. It's like,
Yeah,
I
that's
know her as Katy, and it's
normal.
Like, but it like humanizes the celebrity, and that was kind of the point of the award. That was like, she was Catherine Hudson. Now she's Katy Perry. That's kind of
But
the
she's
vibe.
still Catherine Hudson to me.
Also, do you know who I loved? I loved Sabrina Carpenter's performance. The Moon Man thing was such a genius thing, because she's at the VMAs. The award is the Moon Man, and she's dancing with a bunch of Moon Man.
Yep.
And then, of course, on Facebook, people are like, our aunt shared that thing that was like the demonic representation of aliens. I'm like, what are you talking about? Do you even know what you're
even see
talking
that.
about?
The devil doesn't even know aliens.
I know. That's like two different books.
Yeah.
It's like Scientology and the Bible.
I was gonna say, I don't even think they know each other.
Yeah. And then the other performance that I had something to say about, which people are mad at me, I didn't think Chapel Roan's was very good.
I did.
Why? Like,
Bailey, tell me what you said at the end, because you said we love her. You said something like we have to be okay that we didn't get.
Oh no, that was just like, obviously I wanted Pink Pony
Pink Pony Club?
Well,
Yeah.
she's
I'm
a pink pony girl.
Yeah.
But like, she has to do what she's gonna do, and we have to respect her and like her. And I think that
We don't have
everything
to respect or like anyone. We don't have to like anyone. We have to respect them.
I mean, we don't. Okay, literally, we don't have to do anything.
Well,
but
as a
if we're
Chapel
gonna be
fan-
fans, then we have to let her do what she wants to do and not just demand what we want.
I'm not demanding what I want. I'm just saying I thought it felt like very lackluster compared to a lot of her festival performances.
Well, kind of like how we all thought we were gonna get Reputation, and then we got the music video, and we were like, thanks.
No, that's like not even the same.
It's kind of the same. Like, we can't expect.
No, not everything has to come back to Taylor.
Kind of does.
I'm just thinking, even Taylor in her early years, when she wasn't a very strong performer, you could just tell that she wanted it so fucking bad. And like Britney in her early years, like, she was not a polished performer, but she she wanted it, and she wanted to make she knew how important the VMAs are. And I'm not saying Chappell Roan didn't think that at all. I think she really wanted to make like a very creative performance, which she did do a creative performance. It was like her as a knight, you know, the burning castle behind her. But I just feel like she's been so much more creative on her festival tours. Like when she did the Gov Ball in New York City and she came out as the Statue of Liberty in an apple and then changed into the taxi cab dress. Like that shit is so fucking iconic. I just like wanted a little bit more, like more energy. Like Good Luck Babe is a good song, but it should have been like in a montage for her first VMA performance.
I agree that I was expecting something different.
Yeah.
But
Pink Pony Club, like I'm so shocked, especially like for the election and LGBTQIA, like that's the anthem.
yeah, but I don't know. Who am I to say? I expected something different, but she did a great job.
I wish I could have talked to her before that performance and been like,
I'm sure she has people talking to her about her performance. I don't
I'm
think
sure
it's just
she
her.
does.
Sure, Jan.
What else?
What?
Do you have it on there to talk about the documentary Into the Fire?
Let's talk about it.
That
Hard pivot.
hard pivot
Trigger
to
warning.
murder. But how insane. Okay, so mom and I watched this documentary Into the Fire, and I had like very low expectations because sometimes Netflix can have like very, you know, you never know what you're gonna get.
Well, and the thing is, I love taking my chances.
You do. I hate taking my
I will
chances.
watch something, and it is so rare that I won't finish it. Even when I'm done, if I'm like, hated it, I never think of that time as wasted time.
Every show I go to choose, I act like it is the last thing I will ever watch in my life.
Oh no, I'm so different. I'm like, this is time well spent, even on the worst show.
So we put on this documentary,
And it was good.
And it was amazing. Like honestly, it was a Jinx level documentary.
And it's only 2 episodes, so it's
quick.
There's I don't even know how they made it in just 2 episodes. There's so much information that's just bang 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 bang.
Yeah.
Like I it was Sunday. I had fallen asleep, and when I finally got up, I was like, well, I gotta rewind that a little bit because there was so much that went into it.
You can't miss anything.
Anyways, what's it called?
It's called Into the Fire, and it's all about this mom who gave her daughter up for, or a woman who gave her daughter up for adoption when she was 16. She was kind of forced into it by her mom. Her mom was like pretty abusive. And after she had the baby, she probably had the baby for like 6 months.
9.
Nine, yeah. And then she gave it up for adoption to this family, and she never heard anything from the daughter.
Yeah, all she was told is that it was a closed adoption and that the adoption agency told her that she was going to a really good, loving family. Mm-hmm. And because it's closed, one day, if the daughter wants, she could reach out to her.
Yeah. So the woman gets this letter from the adoption agency years later. So this was 21 years later.
Sorry.
Okay. And so it said that her DNA was needed because the baby that she gave up for adoption is now a missing person. And
she'd been missing for 21 years. Sorry.
Yeah, she had been missing for 21 years. And she went missing when she was 14, so it's been over 30 years. And so they needed her DNA because she's a missing person. So then once the woman started looking into the case, she realized that this case wasn't even really investigated. So she started investigating it. She hired a private investigator, and they fucking went in, and it was like so obvious.
It was and it wasn't. So like basically like at the very beginning, like but without giving any spoilers, it's like this woman was forced to give the baby up. She thinks it's going to like this really like great loving family, and then it's like, but was this family really great?
Yeah, and so then they start digging into the family, digging into the people around, digging into the town. It is so good. Like you have to watch it.
And it's not just. There were at least 4 different twists.
Yeah.
That like it just kept going, and I was like, oh my God, when you think that it can't get any crazier,
it does. Yeah, that was the craziest part. Like there was multiple times where mom and I were like, what?
It's unbelievable. And the thing that's crazy about it is so many of these things, because these turns were so wild, it just seems like mere coincidence that this woman was literally able to tie in a bow and tie together. And it just makes you wonder, like, how many other things happen out there by like the same person or something who's evil, who it's like, oh well, this was a random thing that happened to this person, this was a and it's like, or maybe not, and we just don't all have this woman.
You don't have people who are like that dedicated to figuring it out.
Highly recommend.
Highly.
I will say that when Mom was asking if I knew the story, I also was not in the mood to talk because it was, Sunday. I was very
We
sleepy.
both didn't want to talk.
But something in the back of my head was like, I know that name because the person who was adopted, her name was Andrea or something.
Or Alexis, depending on.
And Andrea is kind of a strange name. And I was like, I think I know that. And they did do it on My Favorite Murder. So I had heard it. But I didn't want to be like, yeah, I've heard that, Mom. Don't tell me more about it. Because I didn't know all of the things that happened. Or didn't remember.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you guys should watch that. The other thing is my TikTok has been full of so much drama this week. And I won't get into all of the pieces. But like one that just really sucked me in was the Bree Powers and DJ Sears dating drama out in Utah, because like something is happening in Utah. Like this man and woman.
Utah's on the map right now.
Like this man and woman meet on Mutual, the Mormon dating app. He sees that she does like teeth whitening or whatever, her work numbers like in her profile. He reaches out, he's like, I think you're beautiful, I would love to pay for a teeth whitening cleaning, and if you are also interested in me after that, then I would love to take you on a date. So he books something. This man cannot find parking. That's the thing that's so crazy.
But she said that he was an hour late.
He was 1 minute late.
We need the receipts.
So you sent me the original video and I was so ready to be on this girl's side. I was like, I'm sorry, like it's gonna take a lot to get me on this guy's side.
He was 1 minute late.
I watched the video. I'm like, this girl is psychotic.
She really was. And so she's like, you're always, well, because when he called, he's like, hey, I don't see the street parking that you were talking about. And she's like, yeah, there's street parking or whatever. And he's like, okay, so he parks in.
She said, I don't know what kind of games you're trying to pull, but there's plenty of street parking right in front. But he's like, oh, it says that it's permitted. So he parks there.
He parked there, but then he went inside. He's like, can you direct me? Like, I'm clearly not seeing what you're talking about. And then she starts going off. And as soon as she starts going off on him, he says, oop, I'm out. Like, never mind. I'm just going to leave.
So then she follows him outside
and starts recording.
And says, you ugly fuck.
Well, she says, now this is a cancellation. You owe me $100 for the cancellation. And he's like, okay. He's trying to leave. And she's standing in his doorway. So he can't shut the door. And she's just going in on him. And he's like, okay, can I please leave? She's like, yeah, I don't care if you leave. He's like, okay, well, can I shut my door? And she's like, you ugly fuck. Like, she's pissed. And he's like, okay, have a better day. Like, he gets out of there. And then he makes his video. What I love about his video is he's doing a story time with his parents, maybe a sibling or something, but like you hear
the people in the background,
and I can tell it's like a dad and like maybe a sister.
No, I think it's a sister and a husband.
And it is like just so crazy. And everyone's on his side, as they should be.
Yeah. Because his video got over like 13 million views, which is kind of crazy.
It is so.
I've never had a video go that way.
Well, I think it's because he's so genuine.
And he was like really sweet. He's like a typical Mormon dude. Like the way he's talking is like so honest and like direct.
I'm a sucker for redhead and freckles.
Yeah, and he's like, my mom said that I can't do that anymore, but hey, DM me if you're. but he's really sweet,
he's
and
so
I feel
sweet.
And he has like a little company, and like the thing that really made me sad is that when she was talking about the $100 cancellation fee, and he just kind of ignored it, which like I kind of would too. Like, I didn't even have like a real appointment with you dumb bitch. And he was like, she doesn't even know how bad, like how much worse I need that $100 than her right now. And I was like, oh my God, sweet. But like, she's also like going to get evicted. She said.
Well, and that was everyone's like, honey, there were so many red flags.
Yeah, because she
like,
texted him before they met up, and she's like, I need $2,000 because I'm about to get evicted. And he was being sweet. That's why he booked the appointment. He's like, oh, okay, well, I'll get my teeth whitened. And he said, I'll help you.
I'll help you move.
I'll help you move out. Just let me know when.
Like, he was so nice, and this woman was
Team
just ready
DJ.
to. And then like, people just come out of the woodworks, and like everyone's like, her ex-coworkers were like, I literally have like restraining orders against this woman because she's been so like aggressive in the past and just like intense. Other people are like, oh yeah, this tracks for Brie, like this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like this,
she's had a hard life.
And but it's like, it's.
Did you see that video that she posted of all the people in her life that have died and have been murdered and suicide?
And how the gay man took all of her money, and someone was like, leave the gays out of it.
Oh my God, speaking of gays, I told you this story, but like you didn't give me a reaction. But that gay man who yelled at me in Whole Foods.
No, Jade,
That
I
was
was
Sunday.
scared.
What?
First of all,
That was Sunday. We weren't ready to talk.
I
we
was
didn't want to know anything to.
No,
that you
he
had to
was
say.
like being so aggressive. Mr. Roberts gave me the reaction I was looking for because he was like, oh, are you serious? And I was like, yes.
No, that was scary. Okay, gay or not, like that was just like such a scary interaction.
Yeah, like why? I was at Whole Foods. I had my Beats headphones on because I am neurodivergent. So
Not
I, like,
sponsored.
Not sponsored. Would take it though. But I'm a little neurodivergent, so I like to wear my Beats headphones when I go do overstimulating activities.
On
like,
one ear.
on yeah, 1 ear out, always like respectful. Like I want to hear if there's something I need to be made aware of, but it takes me out of the overstimulation and into just enjoying the grocery store, you know.
I hate the grocery store.
I love the grocery store with my Beats headphones on, and I'm not somebody, I'm short. I like stay in my own little bubble. I don't like fling around and like act crazy in the grocery store, you know. So I'm in the jerky aisle. There's this girl looking at jerky. I park my cart. I go over to look at the jerky, and I'm like, you know what? I don't need it. I back up slowly to my cart, and this guy comes up behind me, and I guess like I was going to back into him, but like you can kind of tell, like I'm slow, bitch. Like you can tell where I'm moving. I'm like a turtle. It's like I'm taking a slow step back. So it's not like I'm like bumping into anyone. Like you can kind of notice that I'm doing that, and you can like pause for a second and then go around. But then he grabs my arm like this.
Other arm. My Wait, he grabbed you up there?
Yes! It was like
That
almost
hard?
like ticklish, like this. I'm not
That
kidding.
is close to your tickle spot.
No. And it's like, doesn't that feel so like awkward to be touched right there?
It feels so
invasive.
Like, it feels so different than here.
Yes.
like you're going to the chokey.
Yes. You're going to the chokey right now.
It feels like I'm being kidnapped.
Yes. And also, like, no offense, but I'm a woman. No offense to men, but I'm a woman.
Yeah.
And like, it's just hard out here being a woman. Like, we're seeing all over social media how men can be scary. So when someone grabs me in a stern way, it feels
Well, because it's so
Caught
much
off
closer
guard.
to your throat than
Yeah.
like your forearm.
It's if someone touches me,
Yes.
I would be alarmed.
Yes.
like that already like
from behind too.
puts my little.
So,
Hackles
and
up.
I didn't like scream. I was just like, oh. And he was like, oh my gosh, you're in your own world. You're running into me. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm sorry. And like the girl next to me was like looking up too. And I was like, are you on my side? Like, so I didn't do anything wrong. And I was like, oh, sorry. And he just like kept like turning around and looking at me. And so I was like, that was like a really uncomfortable experience. I don't know why. It just like really frazzled me. Also, another thing, why didn't you put your hand like on my back, like on the top? Like that's how I would stop somebody.
Just be like, whoa, like
yeah, or whoa, shoot. And like
move out of the way. Like if he saw you,
he's
and
too
you didn't
comfortable
see him,
interacting in a very invasive way with another human being.
which like no, like hopefully it's because he in his everyday life is non-threatening. So he,
Yeah.
but it's like I don't know you.
I don't know you, queen.
I don't. But like, don't touch anybody.
I think if someone were backing up into me to where I was gonna have to do something, I would fling myself backwards and fall onto the floor because I would rather die than
Or like
touch someone.
palms open.
Yeah.
Back of the hands, like TSA.
Or yeah, like yes, exactly.
Like sorry.
No,
Sorry,
okay.
ma'am.
So that's not where the story stops. So like after I'm like kind of frazzled, kind of upset, you know, like a little PMSy. I'm just like, that was like, you touched my arm. That's weird. So then I check out, and then I like, you know, I still have my Beats headphones on. It cancels. My mood is back, and I'm like going down. I'm at the Whole Foods downtown. So you have to like take the escalator down, and the escalator is like, it parks your cart for you. So you're just sitting there, and I like enjoy the ride. It's like kind of nice. In this busy world, it's kind of nice to just stop and like, you know,
You're like, I have to be at this speed.
yeah, like it slows you down. It tells you how fast it's gonna
tells
go.
you to take a break and like,
Yeah,
look
and
around.
I'm just sitting there cruising. I'm just like waiting. I'm not even like zoned out or anything. I'm just literally there. And I've been stuck behind people in carts before, and you know what I do? I wait like a normal fucking human being. This guy squeezes around me, touches my back again, and he's like, "Sorry, you're just in your own little world over here. I love it. I really scared you earlier." And I was like,
yeah, because you grabbed
and I hold my arm
bicep.
like, yeah, like so weird. And I was like, I grabbed my arm like this, and I was like, oh yeah, because you grabbed my arm. Like I was just like a little caught off guard. And he's like, oh, was that not appropriate? Was that not you didn't like that? That wasn't appropriate. And I was,
No, it was not.
No. And I have two modes where it's like, I'm either just like not gonna
I feel
engage.
like you're so delayed in situations like that.
Well, and it's because I feel like I can see like a few steps forward that I'm like, this isn't going to end well if I match your fucking energy, because you're clearly unhinged and you're also a man, and I'm going into a parking garage. So it's probably not the best time for me to pop off like I want to. But I had my wits about me where I like wanted to pop
no, but
off.
I feel like it takes you a little while to be like, is this fucking for real?
Yeah.
Like, is this
because
real?
I'm not like a conversational girly. I'm just here like trying not to get my bicep
this
grabbed.
is what I see on TikTok.
Yeah. And so I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, I didn't want to be a pussy, but I also didn't want to engage. But I was just like, it's fine. It's fine. Like, relax.
Stop talking about it.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, it wasn't appropriate. And then he's literally walking down and then goes into the little like other area to go down the other level, and he's sticking his head out being like, oh, that wasn't appropriate, like talking shit to me. And I was just like, it's fine. And I'm literally still parked on the fucking like slow ass escalator, and I'm just like, it's fine. Like, what? I literally didn't say anything to you because you started this.
I picture him leaving, 2 fingers up with his tongue out. This is
Yeah.
inappropriate, moonwalking out, and then
Yeah.
the like doors closed.
And I don't know if this is bad to say, but like he was gay. Like there's only like one type of queen that's gonna do that.
But that doesn't
And he has red hair, and he had a little red fucking mustache, a little ginger bitch.
that doesn't matter to me at all. Like, what matters to me
No, I'm just telling you the vibes. His little vibes.
what matters to me is like I don't want a man, woman, anybody.
It would have been
touching-
I'm sorry, it'd have been way less threatening if a woman did it.
The way you grabbed me, like if anyone grabbed me like that, like
Paige is ready to chokehold you.
the difference is like if it's a man, I'm scared. If it's a woman, I'm like, what the fuck is your problem? Like
It's gonna be equally as dangerous for Paige, because if it's a man, she's gonna be like, oh no, sorry, I wasn't bothered by it. And if it was a woman, Paige was gonna try
No,
to
if
fight
it was
her.
like an older woman that was just like, oh, sweetie, sorry, like you're running into me, I'd be like,
wow,
oh,
you're
fine."
surprisingly strong.
if it was an older woman that grabbed me by, I'd be like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry. Like women, you're way less threatening. Men, I don't care who you are. I don't care how big you are. I don't care how small you are. Like you're still a threat.
You're still a threat. And I have been followed in the grocery store before. Okay. Like,
Okay, wow, bragger.
brag. I had such a terrifying
So you're saying you're
experience.
pretty.
Well, so basically, I am very like in the person following me, he was close, like he was where we are, like he could touch me, he didn't touch me, but he kept this distance between us the entire time until I turned around and said, "Why are you following me?"
What did he say?
And he said, "Oh, I'm not." Turns around, goes down one other aisle. That's when I called my ex-boyfriend Tyson, and I said, "I am being followed."
Fight someone else besides me for once?
Yeah, let's channel this energy
I
elsewhere.
said, "I am being followed," and then he came back like to follow me, and I was like, "Oh my god!" But like he did not touch me, but I was scared. It's like, but I'm aware if someone touched me in the store instantly, honestly.
And it's like not even, and guys, like, they think that women are so crazy with stuff like this. Like, oh, we can't do anything now. Yeah, you can't actually, because we don't do that to each other. Like, why are you
we
doing
don't do that to, and because, like, you know what?
Sorry, you lost your privileges.
Some people ruin it for others.
Yeah, you lost your privileges. You actually can't do it.
And if you feel like an experience is being ruined for you because someone else has done something that was like a little too far, a little too weird, are you really losing something by losing that experience?
Well,
like, what?
It's kind of
How has your life changed?
Yeah.
it's kind of like when Bailey we used to spill everything she ever drank and we had to stop eating on the couch. Do you remember that?
It's like
Bailey ruined it for all of us because we had those stupid white couches. And
why would mom and dad of all people get white couches?
because it was probably like a hand-me-down couch or something, and like, or it was just like, or it wasn't, and they were like, oh my gosh, we're gonna splurge on the white couch. I don't know.
That would be like dumb of them.
Bailey
to have 3 small
Bailey
children.
ruined it for us, and honestly, it's okay that we didn't get to eat on the couch. Like, it's fine.
I actually hated that couch. It was so like hot to sleep on.
Yeah, that fabric.
It was like
really
it was like almost
kept
like
the heat.
a suede, but like a cheap suede that like it kind of just like I always had to put a blanket down because I was just like, ugh. I hated the feeling of it.
It was really hot.
It really just like I'm really leaning into my neurodivergent side. I'm like it just triggered my neurodivergency.
One other thing that I thought about TikTok is, did you see the woman who came out on about Taylor Swift being like, I
oh my God,
deserve an apology from Taylor Swift.
I'm sorry, that was such a loser energy. Like, shut the fuck up.
Well, here's the thing about these losers that I don't understand. So she comes out. She went to the same high school as Taylor Swift. When Taylor was a freshman, Taylor's 14. This girl is 16. She gets pregnant. So, and she's a junior. So she's saying that Taylor Swift, the new girl in town, comes to this new school and starts bullying her for getting pregnant, and that Taylor Swift, this new freshman girl, is telling a junior, like, making fun of her for like being pregnant, and that like she's probably not going to keep the baby. Honestly, first of all, Taylor Swift out of it being famous, as if.
No, like literally what freshman is ever going to bully a junior?
What freshman is ever going to speak to a junior unless spoken to?
Exactly.
Like, no
Especially
shot.
at a southern school. I'm sorry. Like, that's even where the classes are just like even more extreme.
So extreme. Well, but the thing that...
But what really had happened was basically they just came to do a profile on Taylor Swift's school, and they didn't want the pregnant girl in the videos next to Taylor. So her team had like, they changed around her schedule. And I'm sorry, that's just a sign of the times of like, it was probably 2007, maybe 2006.
Well, the other thing about it is the timeline of it all is like a little weird, because this girl, the year that she's saying she was pregnant, like they came to film like the half year and the other year like later. So they're like, how long were you pregnant? Like it's like the timing of like, but maybe she's misremembering some things, but she's like, she said that she had to stay home from school for 6 weeks because she wasn't allowed to be in, because the filming or whatever.
Do you think maybe she was having her baby?
Yeah, like maybe it's called maternity leave.
No, but then her husband at the time, they are now divorced, he chimes in and he starts commenting. He's like, let me tell you about my ex-wife who used to brag that Taylor Swift signed her baby book.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. I feel like it's one of those things where like when you have an interaction with a celebrity, it is the biggest thing in the world to you, and it is the smallest thing. It is just their daily thing to them, you know? And especially when you're growing up with a celebrity, it's like, oh, we went to high school with Miley Cyrus's brother that is, you know, not in their family really. Yeah. It's like that little nugget that you can just get close to Miley Cyrus, and then you're going to zoom in on it, and anything
I
they
can get closer to Demi Lovato.
Okay, there you go. Anyways, but it's like that. You just zoom in, and it's like maybe Taylor Swift was rude to this girl maybe she wasn't, whatever, but whatever she did do, you were going to take like a microscope and just like zoom in on it.
And Taylor Swift, if we're being honest, probably didn't know you. She probably knew that you were the pregnant girl, right?
Yeah.
And it's like,
and it probably wasn't her decision.
exactly.
Like, why would Taylor Swift give a fuck about you? No offense. Like,
she's a little busy trying to be a a country star.
The entire team that's like, it's not a good look to have a pregnant teen at Taylor Swift's school because they just don't even want that discussion even being brought up. They want all the discussion on Taylor.
Well, and then there's other people following this girl, and they're like, again, if you're so mad at Taylor, why did you ask her for money for this GoFundMe account? Not one time, not two times, but 3 separate occasions. She has like reached out to Taylor on like, because GoFundMes are like public or whatever. And like, she's been like, Taylor, will you please donate to like this, blah, blah, blah. Like Taylor, 3 separate times.
If she was so mean to you, why do you even want her in your life?
Literally. It's just like this. I mean, what this girl clearly received, she accomplished what she was trying to like do.
Yeah, she got her like one little viral
She got her
moment.
1 second.
And the way she was talking about it, she's like, that boy is such a star now, blah, blah, blah.
And
like
you know
her
what?
son. It's like,
He- he might be.
Yeah.
I know he is for you.
Also-
and you know what? Taylor Swift loves kids. And it's like, if when she was 14, it was like, whoa.
No,
16 and pregnant.
I
Like,
would have said some weird shit if I was in high school and there was like a kid that was pregnant. No offense, my brain wasn't formed yet. I didn't have like any sort of perspective on life.
I just don't think that the way her video was like, it seemed like I was the target of, all of this discussion.
Yeah.
I don't think you took up space in her mind. Like you, were
even if you
maybe
did,
hoping.
you're still like, that's a really losery thing to do. Like, that's your claim to fame. Like, Taylor Swift might have been mean to you. Like, unless you want to show me that, like, she was like,
I'm telling you, no, she wasn't. She was a freshman.
Well, I guess Taylor's gonna have to make a response now.
No, she
She's
doesn't.
gonna ruin her career.
Do you have that story?
I do, but I'm
What
just going to
story?
paraphrase.
Okay.
Okay.
There's
this
a few
is a
things.
listener story.
Okay.
A listener wrote in asking our opinion about something that.
And just wanted our commentary.
Okay.
So this listener is a woman and she works at a university and she got called into HR because there's been reports, like someone has been reporting her for not wearing a bra sometimes. And she's wondering like, okay, well, excuse me, HR, why would the person reporting me and my breast not be a bigger threat to like this work environment than my very small boobs?
Yeah, she said she has small boobs.
She
too.
says non-existent titties is how she refers to
Okay.
them.
So smaller than you. Even your. Okay, go on.
What were you going to say about my boobs, Jade? Say it.
That they're like, there's some girth there.
they're growing.
They bulked up a little.
She's going through a growth spurt.
I'm becoming a woman.
Okay.
But she's just wondering like why, like, is it appropriate for a workplace to say, and she works at a university, so it's not like she's with a delicate population. It's not like children. It's not like, I don't know.
Okay, I feel as though with the universities you could get away with like being super woke and you could just be like, eyes off my titties, like it's none of your fucking
Literally.
business, like whatever. If it was a corporate job, I'd be like, put a bra on, like come on, you can do it.
it's also like, I would also want to know like what you're wearing. Like, are you wearing like see-through like white shirts and like spilling your drink all over yourself? Because
Stay
like,
hydrated, everyone.
if you have like, well, it's like if she accidentally pokes a little hole in her own drink like dad does for us, and she's like dribbled, oops, it happened again. Like obviously, like
Or like a
that's-
light shirt that like grazes against your nipples and then your nipples are just like hard. Like that's kind of uncomfortable, no offense. Like everyone
See,
has nipples, but I don't want to see them.
No, I don't. It's like as long as I can't see them, like visibly,
What if you see them poking through?
I don't care.
Yeah, you shouldn't care. Like everyone has nipples, but I don't know. It's like
You can see a male's
I
hard
don't know.
nipple.
I honestly am like, I really don't give a fuck. That I'm not a good corporate
It's
girly
just like
at
so
all.
weird to me that like HR had to take time out of their day to like schedule this meeting. Hey, can you come in here? I need to talk to you because somebody who was it, a man, was it a woman, like that would also like tell me, like make me feel better or
Well,
worse.
yeah, because if it's a girl, then it's a hater, and if it's a boy, they're a perv. So
Exactly.
it's like, who are we dealing with?
But it's like first of all, you know what? If this is your biggest problem at this university, great university, you know? Like if this is the biggest problem that HR has, then like you guys are clearly like,
What about all the encampments?
Well, we don't know what university this is.
yeah, we don't know.
It could be a conservative one.
I think it might be.
Probably.
Well, it kind of sounds like it.
Become the victim instead of, you know.
Oh, the thing that I love to do, like when I can become the victim and turn it around, I will. I will, and I love,
Honey, we know.
and I love to do it. I'd be like, why are we talking about my breasts?
I feel like I'm better at doing that than you are. No offense.
I don't think so. Actually, probably.
I think what Paige would do is wear like a black bra under a white shirt and be like, is this the bra that you want me to be wearing?
She would double down. Wait, do you guys have a dad of the week?
Oh,
You know the bad dad of the week?
Uh-oh.
wait,
The bad dad of the week. You know who it's going to be.
Is it from the Secret Lives of Mormon?
no, is it?
No.
Is it from
Mormon
the
wives.
No.
documentary?
Oh, it's like a little too.
Jesus.
Sorry,
It's Dave Grohl.
Oh,
Dave Grohl is the bad dad of the week.
yeah.
He was like,
bad future dad.
I mean, bad
Expecting.
current dad.
Bad dad.
The way you just publicly embarrassed your family is so weird. And like, I can't wait to see this really play out. And I really hope it's on TikTok. Like, I hope the mom, the new mom. So what had happened, I'm sure everyone knows this, but Dave Grohl put out a post that said he fathered a child outside of his marriage. The way he wrote that statement was like kind of a work of art, because it was like, it made it seem like it wasn't a big deal. But
He
like,
wanted to avoid the words like cheating, infidelity, like anything.
I am here to announce that I just gave
I welcomed a child,
a little girl
outside of my marriage.
Yeah. And it's like, wait, so you cheated on your wife. And I've heard that Dave Grohl is like a serial cheater, and he's been cheating, and it's kind of like an open thing. However, a child, like, you just took it too far. You got way too comfortable doing things outside your marriage. Like, don't embarrass your family.
That is crazy. I'm sorry that Dave Grohl obviously made me think of Taylor Swift, and then I just had one more thing to say, because it is so perfect that when Trump tweeted, "I hate Taylor Swift," it was at like 7:44 a.m. And then in her song, she's like the Twitter stuff, and she's like, and I'm just like, damn, it's 7 a.m. And it's like, he did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Sorry, I just
Damn,
had to
it's
say.
7:44 a.m.
That's what other people were saying in the comments. No, he's Dave Grohl is just like, why?
Yeah. Is there a good dad of the week? I can't think of one off the top of my head.
I have one that no one else knows, but
Go on.
it's our friend Creston. He's a new dad. So I got a text today from Smacky, and she said he's going to be the helicopter parent. They are bringing their child, their new baby, to daycare now. And the notes that he leaves for the daycare, he's like, he was stressed that there was milk left in one of the bottles. So he's like, leaves notes. He's like, he needs to be drinking this much milk a day. He needs detailing all this stuff out. And she's like, who would have thought that like he would? And I'm like, he just cares so much. And that's what I feel like we don't see enough of, like, young dads just being so like on top of it and like really involved. And you know what? Kudos.
Good dad of the week. Rad dad of the week.
Rad dad
dad.
Creston.
All right. Well, you guys want to send us off? I'm tired. I need to go home. Take a nap.
Sleepy.
Take a dirt nap.
Sayonara. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being the Fourth Branch sister. Follow us, like us, subscribe to us, rate us, review us. I don't know. yourpoordad@gmail.com. That's where you could send us an email. Follow us on Instagram, yourpoordadpod. Follow us on TikTok, yourpoordadpod. Tell us who you think our rad dad and bad dad should be, because we're not going to remember to think of it.
Oh, and you know, one last thing. We'll put a little poll up. Do you guys think we should have a dating coach on the podcast?
Oh, that'd be fascinating.
Okay, cool.
I'd be fascinated by that.
Well, bye.
Goodbye.